in today's conversation. So if you know anyone that needs to be on this call, please send them the link. Please, get them on the call because today we're going to be dissecting that end to end. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I would be happy to respond to your question. You'd also get to know who I am and why I have the privilege of speaking to you in today's conversation. Okay, so without further ado, I think we can get into today's business. Okay, please let every individual you know that would potentially benefit from this call, send them the link, send them information so they can learn. Okay, so I would like to do a tad bit of introduction. My name is Treasure Akyopo. I am an AI project manager and I work for companies in the US, UK, and Canada. And I'm currently based out of Lagos, Nigeria. So that is why I have the great opportunity of speaking with you this evening. So I'd like to know where each and every one, that's joining this call is joining us from. So if it's not too much trouble, please put in the chat your name, your location, what you currently do, and basically your LinkedIn profile link in the chat so we can get to know who you are and we can also get to have further conversations with you. So put in the chat your name, what you currently do, basically your location and your LinkedIn profile. Okay, we always do this because we have a lot of individuals, CEOs, HR professionals, and top individuals across the world join this conversation, and it will be a good point. It will be a good chance for you to network with each and every one. So please just share those information on the chat. I would also like to know you. It is very, very important that you do that. Okay. So when it comes to global opportunities, a lot of individuals think it is not achievable because first, I'm a Nigerian, I'm an African. Who would want to hire me when there are other individuals in the UK, US? But then there are like tips and tricks to be able to achieve this fit. It is not magic, okay? There is a flow, there is a pattern of how you can do this. I have done it. I've done it consecutively for 5 years, working with different companies from the IT space to the health space, even to agricultural space. And I basically have a background in nursing in the health space. So it has nothing to do with any of these new industries I just mentioned. So it took a pattern and I was able to achieve that. And I want to be able to share that information with each and everyone on the call. So please make sure you put in your name, your location, what you currently do, and your LinkedIn profile. I'm only seeing names in the chat, okay? So the name is not just the only entity. I need what you currently do. This is also going to guide the conversation, okay? Because some people might be coming from the educational field, some can be coming from the accounting field. You have different fields. And I want to make sure that today's conversation is tailored to you as a professional, tailored to you as an individual, and can basically help you transition from where you currently are into being able to get a better position where you are earning 5,000, 2,000 US dollars. And yes, it is very, very achievable. And then for individuals that are not even looking to leave their full-time role, how can you be able to get contract opportunities that is paying $10, $15 per hour? This is what this information is for. Okay, if you can hear me clearly on the call, I just need your name, what you currently do, your location, and your LinkedIn profile link so that you can connect with individuals across the call. Okay, while we're doing that, please ensure to let your friends know, your colleagues know that the conversation is currently ongoing, and then we can get into it. Okay, so you'd also notice that my colleague Deborah is dropping the attendance form. It is very, very important that you fill the attendance form. It is one way for us to be able to reach out to you, share you the information, share the recordings. But if you don't fill out the attendance form, you're not going to be able to benefit from this because we magically don't know you by name or by face. Okay, so without further ado, let's go over to the chat so I can get to see some of these individuals. We have Chukuma Madubueke, we have Paul, we have Olawale from Kano State, we have Asika Nwando. So Paul sent his LinkedIn profile link. He's based in Lagos. Victor is from Cross River State and he's currently a writer. So please ensure that you fill out the attendance form so that I can also reach out to you, have further conversations and see how we can help you move forward. Okay. So Paul is currently a rotating equipment maintenance technician. We have Kafayat, who is currently based in Osun State. She's still a student learning website design, video editing, and then she owns a brand called Platinum Edu Matters. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Please ensure you share the link to your friends to be able to join the call. Okay, so now I'm just going to get straight into business so that we can get started and you can be out of this call latest an hour 15 minutes, and I'll be able to have shared enough information with you. So once you can see my screen come up, please let me know. If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. It should be coming up right about now. Okay, yes, it is up. If you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Emmy Duke. Thank you, Ayeku Oduayo. Okay, thank you, Paul. All right, so I'd assume that you can all, Ifeanyi, thank you so much. So let me still do a bit more introduction for two more people. We have Paul, Oyo State. He is an RM in the FMCG sector. And then we have Asika, a student joining from Lagos. Okay, so I'd like to say that the conversation is a mix of different individuals, graduates, early professional, mid professionals, people looking to get jobs, the people looking to switch careers. We have different individuals on the call. Okay, so what today's conversation is going to be about is how can you position your current existing experience for global and remote tech opportunities. Okay, so one thing is that when people first hear the word tech, one of the myths is, oh, I need to have tech background. Oh, I need to be able to code. I need to be able to attain a certain level of age to do it. It is not always the fact. I would always like to use myself as an example. I studied nursing in school. I came from a health background, and now I'm currently working as a project manager in a software travel tech company, to be specific. I have left everything nursing, health related in my past, and now what I'm basically doing is tech. What am I trying to say? Your background, your experience, your certificate does not exactly define where you're going to work. What global communities, companies in the US, Europe, and UK are looking for are individuals with skills. If you have the skills, you showcase the skill, you have evidence of the skill. These are individuals that they are fighting for to get into their company. Yes, they are fighting for Africans and Nigerians to get into their company, but you need to be able to position yourself in order to be able to benefit from this. And this is what today's conversation is going to be looking at. Okay, so let's get right into business. In today's conversation, I want to know, why did you specifically join the call? Why are you here? Why did you click that link? Are you someone that is looking to get better opportunity? Are you someone looking to improve your finances? Are you looking to be able to get a job right after school while you are in school, to make more money, to earn in dollars? Put it in the chat. Why exactly did you join today's call? What made you come into today's call and feel like, oh, I want to be a part of the conversation. I want to learn from what you're saying. So if it's not too much trouble, put it in the chat. Why are you on the call right now? I'd really love to know why each and every one on the call decided to join this conversation. Okay, so I'll be waiting for your response. And for individuals that are just joining, welcome to today's masterclass once again. It is going to be a fantastic session. I'm going to break down how you are able to achieve job opportunity, land roles in the US, UK, coming from a totally different background that is not tech related, to being able to fully work as a tech person in general, an AI specialist, however the case may be. So please put it in the chat. Why are you on the call today? Okay, guys, you guys are very, very quiet. This is like the most quiet masterclass I've joined in a minute. If you can still hear me, please give me a thumbs up so I know that you're still here and you can hear me loud and clear. If you can still hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Can anyone still hear me? Are we still on the call? All right. Thank you, Emmy. Thank you, Chima. Thank you, Bella. All right. So now I'd like to know why you joined in today's conversation. Thank you, Timoni. Please just put it in the chat. It doesn't have to be very lengthy. One reason: to improve my skills, to build my financial capability, to be able to travel, to be able to relocate, whatever the reason is, kindly put it in the chat. Okay. So Timoni says to improve my finances and upgrade my performance at work. Fantastic. So Tech is not only about leaving what you currently do. Tech can be a reason why you're able to get promoted. Okay. Some people have been in the same spot for the last 5, 6 years and have not gotten a promotion at all. But you can use AI to build stuff that would warrant you to be promoted. And this is why we're having the conversation. How can you make more money? How can you move from where you're currently at to another stage? Okay. So Team Money says to improve finance and upgrade performance at work. We have Chima who says to know how my current skills can be a launch pad for a remote career. Fantastic. Lily says to make more money. Bella says to improve my finances and have a better life. Then we have Paul who says to enhance my professional career and increase my finance. Okay, so I would like to say that the general consensus at the end of the day is for you to be able to improve your finances and also be able to improve your skill set. And this is the groundwork for all conversation. Once you have a proper reason why you are able to look into get into tech or be able to build a career in that light, then from there we can now nurse what career pathway would be a good fit for you. Okay, so let's move into the main business of today. I like to get a feel of people in the room every time we have a conversation. I don't want to be speaking in an abstract sense. I want it to resonate with you as an individual. And I believe that based off the previous conversations and questions I've asked, there are different categories of individuals on this call. The very first set of persons, I would like to say, this is something you've been nursing in your heart. And this was myself when I started off my first job. It's physically exhausting. I remember when it was the rainy season a couple of last month or 2 months ago, I always worried about 9 to 5ers, people who worked in the bank, people who had to be at the office every single day. Why? It takes an emotional turmoil on you. People say you go to work 9 to 5, but realistically, you get up by 5 a.m., you have to cook, clean, make food. That's around, you leave the house, go through traffic, you get to the office. After that, you are back home. It is like going from work from 5 to 9 p.m., not 9 to 5. Because there are all these things that you put in before you go to work and everything you do after you come back from work. And then your body is tired. But then for people who clock in, who work in remotely, you just roll out of bed into your workstation and then you have your meetings and you roll back. Even during the day, you're able to do other things. This is the pleasure. This is the benefit you get from remote opportunities. Okay. Then the next one, you're someone that have carried a frustration. For the last 4, 5 years you're working for your company, you're still in a 500,000 naira salary. And for yourself, you are currently a manager. For the last 3 years, you've been paying 500K and you feel like, oh, yes, I'm doing something. Do you know that that's ridiculous? Because 500,000 naira does not even amount to 300, 400 USD. And you're someone with over 5, 6, in short, even 2 years of experience, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 years of experience, and you're earning 500,000. Do you know 1,000 USD is more than a millionaire? 1,500, you're only getting close to 2 million naira. And this is just starting salary for entry roles, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. If you're looking at 4, 5 years, 6 years, you're looking at nothing minimal 50 to 60 USD per hour in a 20-hour or 40-hour work week. In a week, you can make your entire year's worth of salary. And this is something that we're looking to achieve. This is something that I've done personally, and I've helped people in different cadres be able to achieve it. Okay. Then the next set of individuals is you are stuck. Okay, you've seen people go for different global careers and you're currently in the same position. Why are you in the same position? Oh, I'm too old. I don't know if I should be able to start now. Do I go start with the younger ones who are already very, very what's the word now? Tech agile. They basically know how to use tech. Am I going to, as a 60-year-old man, go start learning something with a 20-something-year-old person? Or I'm fresh out of school. I want to go through being a doctor or being a lawyer, which is all great, but you don't know how AI fits into any of these cases. These are some of the things that I would like to clarify. How does AI affect what you're currently doing, and how can AI help you make more money? This is all what today's conversation is going to look at. Okay, so now let's move on to the next slide. What am I going to be showing you in today's conversation? There are various aspects. Please take note. The very first one is what type of AI skills, what type of tech skills would I be able to learn that would help me land a job within 2 months? You know that out there, there are different information. Oh, come and learn AI, come and learn tech, come and do this, come and do that. And then the informations are just, very, very confusing. You don't know which one is going to be a good fit for you. Which one will I be able to have passion for? Which one would I struggle with? You don't know how to sift through the noise and be able to get what's a good fit for you. So today's conversation is going to help you break down all this different information and find what is a good fit for myself, that if I learn, I become a master, I become an expert in 2 months, I should be able to get a job. Okay. The very next thing we're going to be looking at is learning skills that would help you land job right away. Okay, so learning skills that will help you land jobs the right way. Pardon me. Okay, so when it comes to skills, there are varieties of skills, but then landing a job is not only by applying. Okay, you spend so much time applying on LinkedIn, going to Indeed, going on different job boards, but you need to know that not every job offer comes from application. There are other methods of being able to land roles. That is why in a month, in 2 months, you had like 4, 5, 6 different interviews with not only recruiters, but top decision makers in organization, because you did not just stick to the application track. There are other ways to get these job opportunities. This is what today's conversation is also going to look at. The next one we have is gaining experience that shows employers you are the best candidate in the job. Sadly, the odds are typically stacked against you once you are a Nigerian. Once anybody sees that you are a Nigerian, African, or they say, oh, do you have a work visa, or would you need any support to get any type of visa? And you say yes, they already just automatically remove you. So what can I do that would make employers look at all of these other things and say, oh, I want to have this person in my organization? We're basically going to be looking at that today. Okay. The very next one is, how can I get started today? We all know that the things that we're seeing in the world, okay, first off, price of fuel, activities, money, and so on and so forth, are not the same 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and would not be the same 5 years, 6 years, 10 years from now. So it is not about waiting for some miracle to happen in your life. It is about taking charge and getting started today, getting all the necessary nitty-gritty done and sorted today, and moving forward with the process. So how can you get started right now? Okay, so let's get into the business proper. Before we do that, if this is your first time joining us, it's basically good that we introduce who we are. So I'd like to say we're individuals looking to help you secure a proper tech future. And what do I mean? We're not looking to just train you. Training is fascinating, it's great. Certificates are good. But at the end of the day, 80-90% of you on this call stated, oh, I'm joining this call to be able to improve my finances. And what does that look like? Improving your finances, you're looking at, oh, getting a job, getting a contract role, being able to build a business from scratch. This is all what it entails. So we're looking at end-to-end process. How can I move you from being a beginner, someone with no experience or someone with partial experience, to be able to have full-time roles, to be able to get contract roles, to be able to land a job? This is what we quantify as success. So we don't look at success and say, oh, giving this person a certificate, saying the person has gone through 6 weeks, 8 weeks of the program means they're successful. That is not the goal. The goal is, how can you get that job that is paying $5,000, $6,000 every month? That is when we say our participants have been able to successfully, complete the program. So we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and in that timeline, we have helped over 4,000 people with no tech experience be able to land full-time roles across the UK, US, Canada, and so on and so forth. The company is actually originally based in Canada, and we also have a space in London, UK. And then there are different types of, opportunities for you to get into from this organization. All of them are all hinged on one of the major part of tech that a lot of people are looking for, which is artificial intelligence. So how do we get you into it? So before we do that, why do I have the pleasure of speaking to you? So my name is Treasure Yesuni Akyobo. I'm currently handling partnerships for the organization, and I'm also an AI projects manager for a couple of organizations in the UK, US, as well as Europe. Okay, so you might look at me and say, oh, how do you handle all these things? I basically use AI. Okay, when it comes to partnerships, these training sessions that we're doing, we've not only done it for individuals, but we've done it for companies. Okay, so I spearhead the partnership with companies like Kuda, Arik Air, Mikano Motors, MTN, and so on and so forth. So a lot of companies come to us and say, oh, Treasurer, we are looking to get our staff trained on AI. I want to basically be able to ensure that my staff knows how to use AI, think with AI, and our company can build with AI. Okay. So we have a lot of partners here in Africa as well as globally when it comes to artificial intelligence. So this enable us, first off, help our candidates not just learn, but the ones that do really well to be able to get jobs on a global scale. Okay, so please, everybody, if you're just joining in, my colleague Deborah is dropping the attendance form in the chat. Please and please ensure that you fill the attendance form. This is the only way we can get in touch with you. Okay, so let's get started in the conversation proper. When it comes to three main countries that I like to talk about, the UK, US, and Canada, they are all looking for professionals that can make use of AI effectively in different fields, whether you are in the health space, whether you are in the legal space. If you go on LinkedIn right now and just type, my colleague Deborah just dropped the link. Please, Deborah, we send the attendance information so they can fill it out. Okay, so when it comes to the UK, US, and Canada, all of them are looking for AI professionals. Even in my company, I get that request every other day. Oh, we're looking for someone who is an AI software manager or an AI HR manager. Once you just attach AI to whatever you're currently doing, you automatically get to earn more. If you're looking at data analysts now, a lot of people are saying, oh, I want to get into data analytics. Okay, a data analyst currently earns what, 2,000, 3,000 USD every year every month for like an entry level role. But once you immediately say, I'm an AI data analyst, you have a portfolio to back it up, your money goes up by 1,000, 1,500. Okay, it's not rocket science. That's how it works. And a very funny story is the data analyst would struggle, build dashboard, clean the data, use pivot table, create slices, and so on and so forth on Excel. And then someone would just use Julius AI. Oh, put in the data set. In less than 5 minutes, the person has built a full-on dashboard. And a person that used AI would earn more than someone that manually spent day and night to build a dashboard. It's not insensitive, but then that is how the world works. Nobody's looking for you to work so hard, break your back to be able to do things. No, people are saying, how can you be more productive with your time, with your activities? This is what they are vying for. Not individuals that sweat going through the process. No, they need people that are innovative and come up with how they can use AI, take the company forward, reduce cost, and generate profit. This is what every company is looking for, and this is where you need to come in. You have 250,000 new AI jobs every year, every 5 years. The UK has a significant shortage of AI talent. US are looking at roles coming up based off AI. I see it day in, day out. Okay, so how can you fit into any of this market scale? If you want to know what employers of this country want from you, you also need to be ready to give it to them. When I say give it to them, you need to pick a line of action. Which AI program do I go for? Once you learn it, you don't just learn it and say, oh, I magically have the information in my head, so I can go into the world and apply. No, you need to build up your portfolio to match the skill set you say you have. After building up your portfolio, when I say portfolio, I mean projects that you've worked on that shows that you actually have these different AI skills that are being requested for. Once you have that fully set up, it's not just to apply. Applying and say, oh, I've applied, that's the end of the day. No, Myself, even though I have really good jobs, I apply every other day. Once I apply and I see that there's a hiring team, or I go straight to the company's page, I look for the CEO, my direct report, or someone, I message them. Once you message them, you don't message them from the point of, oh, I just applied for a job, please help me. No, you find something tangible to send to them apart from your CV. I like to call it a value added document. This document, it shows that you're not just coming as someone who don't have insight. You have insight into helping them resolve the gap that they need, you to do. If you have the time, you attach a 1 minute video to say, oh, this is what I basically see resolving the issue you are facing the organization. This gives you more listening ears than when you just go mute, you apply, and you feel like manna from heaven would happen for, or would fall for you. It doesn't work like that. You need to take charge of your story. Okay, so these are some of the insights that would help you land roles globally. So I'm going to be using one of our students that got a job as a case study, and you can also see how you can land role as an individual that are going through the program when you go through it. Okay, so our student Olusegun was able to land a remote job in Canada the same month he was able to complete his program. So how was he able to do it? As someone with no prior tech experience, he has never done anything tech related, and he was able to get a full-on remote job in Canada. How did he go about it? Okay, so this is basically the process. Olusegun was an operations manager in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, and I know not everyone on this call is in Nigeria. Whatever African country, this applies to you. Even if you are an African in diaspora, this also applies to you. Okay, so he was an operations manager for a logistic company in Nigeria, and his background is in finance. How did he move from finance into an AI role? He joined the AI program in November of 2025, and he was able to complete his program in January of 2026. In January 2026, he landed a remote role. The same month he completed the program, he was able to land a remote role with a company in Canada as an AI automation specialist. Okay, but then he didn't just stop there and say, oh, I've gotten the job. That is one thing you need to know. You need to be ambitious. You need to have the hunger to do more or want more. So he went ahead to set up his own consultancy, okay, because there was plethora of clients coming to him with problems. Well, how can I use AI to resolve this? What workflow am I supposed to build on this? And so on and so forth. He found a problem in the market and then said, oh, I can build a consultancy a consultancy company and be able to charge what? $10, $5 per hour, in short, $3 per hour. Do you get? And then I have 10 clients. If I'm working a 20-hour week from each person, let's say I'm doing $5 per hour. In 20-hour week, that's $100. $100 times $20 per hour, my math is correct. If you're looking at 4 weeks, that's $400 for one person. Imagine having 10 clients. That's 4,000 in addition to his typical salary. And this is me just giving you random numbers. It's 10 times more beneficial. Okay. So while being here in Nigeria, he's not only working for a company in Canada, but he's also being able to generate contract role money from each specific individual. So this is why we say how AI has been able to transform people and help them make money. If your goal is to improve your skill as well as improve your finances, tech and AI is the best place to be. Okay, so if you want to check out his profile, go on LinkedIn. You would see his transition from where he currently is to where he's currently working at the moment. So now I want to spotlight this person and explain how was he able to achieve this. This is going to be my case study for today. So how was he able to land a remote role in just 2 months? Not one, not in a 1 week, not 2 weeks. I'm not saying things that are not achievable. In 2 months, how was he able to do this? The very first thing he was able to do is pick a high demand skill. There are some tech skills right now that a lot of people say, oh, I want to get into, but it is not in demand. The greater the demand, the more you should get into it. Okay. So if it's a skill that a lot of people are requesting for, that is eligible for remote job opportunities, you need to learn it, pick it up, and get into it. The good thing, you're not limited to 1, 2 options. There are a plethora of options for you to choose from, but you need to pick the one that you're good at. Like myself, I know in this lifetime, I would never want to get into anything related to coding. But at the end of the day, I'm leading what? Software developers. I'm leading QA analysts. Why? Because I'm a project manager. I want a role where I can speak to people, where I can lead people. This is my own strength. But then I need to get a technical aspect of my role to be able to achieve this. But not everybody loves to have conversations, sit in front of a camera and speak to, handling teams that is in the US, UK, Canada, while you are here in Nigeria, and command that level of respect to get your projects moving. Not everyone as a data analyst likes to deal with numbers. Okay, so there are different categories of individuals, and you need to find the one that you are a right fit for. That is the starting block for you to be able to get or become a professional in that role that people would even want to hire you. So what are those roles and what are those different skills you need to look at? Okay, so when it comes to high demand tech roles, there are 10 of them. And I'm going to quickly breeze through all 10 of them. And trust me, out of these 10 roles, you must at least fit into one. Okay, listen to me. You can take a note down. If you're not still sure, you can just put it in the chat what you currently do and what would be the best fit for me, and I'll take a look at it. Okay, so what are those high demand tech roles in AI? The first one is an AI business process analyst. These are individuals who are looking to set up a business, who are currently running a business or managing a business. What does a business process analyst do? You use AI to analyze your business, analyze the loopholes. What are those issues I'm currently facing? How can I make the business better? Okay, based off your findings, you are able to make recommendations for the organization. Okay, this is what an AI business analyst does. So you're using AI to achieve this. Okay, you know why? You are quite limited as a human person. Okay, there is almost so far your mind can't see, but with AI you're able to say, oh, if my company made 3 million in profits in 2024, in 2025 you made 2 million, 2026 is it going to go to 1 million, and how can I avoid that? This is what a business analyst would look at. Okay, the very next one is generative AI engineer. What does this person does? If you've ever seen, this picture you're even seeing right now is AI generated. There are videos you see on the internet that are AI generated. There are dashboards that are AI generated. Generative AI engineer simply means an engineer that makes use of AI to generate something. It could be photos, it could be videos, it could be dashboard, whatever the case may be. This is what a generative AI engineer does with AI. The next one is AI automation engineer. This is a very interesting role. And why do I say so? It cuts across different industry. What are you doing? Everybody has that manual process they use to do their activities. In a business, it could be I manually take inventory, take stock of my inventory. Okay. The next one is, for me to issue invoice, I have to write it in pen and paper. Okay, for me to, see how much goods and items that I have left, I have to, basically look at the information. But what if I can automate this process? Okay, what if as a doctor, if a patient needs to book an appointment to see me, they don't need to see at least 10 different people, start signing here and there, it is automated. So AI automation engineer looks at repetitive tasks. How can I automate those activities to ensure that people don't have to deal with manual processes anymore? Oh, I want to be able to build a website. I want my website to be very intuitive. Okay, let's say I want to build a fashion website, and when individuals come to their website and they say, oh, I want to buy a red designer bag and my budget is 3,000 USD. I am not typing this. I am literally saying it to the website. And the website brings up, just like you see in Jumia, based off pricing, it brings up that information from me. It brings up the different designer bags I can get. This is an intuitive website. You can build that with AI. Every time you go on Instagram or WhatsApp and you chat with a particular vendor, it takes time for them to respond. But there are bot systems that can help you with the process. As a salesperson, you have different types of funnel. Okay, when it comes to selling, you've generated multiple leads and you're expected to convert each of them. So you can use it for your follow-up sequence for email marketing. You can also use sales for sales bot. When you place calls to help with your process, it can help you analyze each of a particular lead to know which is better to convert and how you can go about converting them. It can give you a step-by-step process in achieving this. Okay, it can also help you in terms of like your referral bits, which of these individuals will be recurring, your recurring conversions. This is something that AI automation can help you achieve. Okay. The very next one we have is AI data analyst, one of the most revered positions globally. Every company runs on data. Healthcare, lawyer, school, everybody has data. Everybody needs to be able to understand that data to see, oh, what can I do to, help improve whatever I'm building, do faster or be faster rather. So the data analyst would go through this process in a very long time. Imagine you have a company with over 20 departments and you want to analyze data. It takes you 2 weeks if you're looking at creating an end of year report. But with AI, you can do it in 15 minutes. Okay, this is what an AI data analyst does. You want to build a real world, a real-time dashboard that updates itself every 12 hours. You can do that with AI. This is where AI data analytics comes into play. The next one we have is machine learning engineer. If you're looking to build a large language model, you can basically use AI to achieve this. The large language model would help you with your workflow. Let's say you want to make use of something like NHN to build a very strong automation system or automation workflow that you can integrate in WhatsApp and so on and so forth. You can use AI to achieve that. The very next one we have is AI workflow developer. The AI workflow developer would build different type of workflow to improve processes, make sure that it is fast. Okay, let's say as HR now, you basically have 1,000 people apply for a role. How can you ensure that, each person gets a rejection email automatically because they don't fit into the criteria that you require? Instead of you having to manually look at those resumes, AI does that for you. This is a particular workflow for the HR team. Okay, the very next one we have is AI business analyst, quite similar with AI business process analyst. Okay, this ties back to something I would like to mention to individuals. You see certain roles, you are a business analyst, right? Data analyst, you see a business analyst role, you say, I don't think I'll be a good fit for this. No, that's wrong. Once you look at your preferred skill set, you need to know that there are 1,001 nomenclature. What do I mean by nomenclature? The job title can come in different ways, okay? But the very core process is a skill set that you already have. If you're looking for a data analyst role, you might see customer success analyst, you might see marketing analyst, social media analyst. What are they analyzing? A type of data. What does that tie back to? Data analytics that you already know. So one thing that you can do when you want to start applying, you basically have a skill set. You can put it on any of the AI tools. What are the different job titles that can come based off the skill? Give me about 100 of them. So once you're applying, you know what type of job titles to look at. AI business process analyst, AI business analyst are basically the same. Generative AI engineer, AI automation engineer, AI workflow developer are almost the same. They have the same underlying factors. Okay, so this is something that you also need to note. Then you have the AI projects manager. AI projects manager handles projects. Okay, what is a project? It is something that is working towards a goal within a stipulated period of time and within a stipulated scope. So you're going to be using AI to handle the project end to end from start to finish to ensure that it's able to hit the goals when required. Okay, the very next one we have is people workforce analytics specialist. This is going into HR. It can come as people analyst, workforce analyst, and so on and so forth. So like I mentioned with the recruitment example, this applies here. The second thing is you are able to build your own HRIS system. Everything and everything that has to quantify or deal with staff is going to be on that system. Everything that has to do with disciplinary action, when it comes to appraisal, when it comes to staff information, you have all of that in that HRS system. And then when it comes to building dashboards, to be able to make decisions for your staff, you want to build performance analysis dashboard, you want to create dashboard that shows attrition rates. All of this, you can use AI to achieve that. Okay. The very next one we have is, AI HR analysts, people analysts are basically the same. So as you can see here, there are different things that tie to each other. AI data analyst, business analyst, projects manager, business process analyst have similar benefits. Okay. And they have similar underlying factor that is a similar denominating factor between all of them. So you can see that different roles you can get into with AI. So You don't believe that AI pays a lot? Look at these roles that I was able to find. You have the AI data lead. How much do you see? 180,000 to 220,000. You can see that when I was mentioning, I was being very minimalist with how much I mentioned. But these are actual salaries for actual job opportunities. You see, HR analyst is getting 75,000 to 80,000 USD per year. You see the AI business analyst getting 68 to 103,000. These are real numbers that you can earn, especially if you're someone that already has 6-7 years of experience as a banker or as a professional in a certain sector. All you need to now do is get the other 50% getting that tech skill. When we are helping you with your CV, we're going to ensure that we're infusing your AI skill into your different experience. So it is not that when you start to apply for roles, you're starting off as an entry-level personnel. No, you'll be starting from where you currently are. So if you're in your grade 6 or you're in your 6th year, okay, and you typically are supposed to be getting 90,000 USD per year, that is what you are entitled to. We're not going to take you back to, where you're getting 36,000 USD per year. No, we're going to ensure that whatever your CV is basically providing is the amount of years, amount of experience that you currently have. Okay, you see, a project manager is getting 95,000 to 112,000 USD per year. So now let's do an average of all these typical salaries. In the UK, it is basically 60,000 to 90,000 pounds. In Canada, it is 80,000 to 138,000 Canadian dollars. In the US, it is 120 to 180,000 USD. Achievable price points that you can earn as salary. So you can get started today. There are different programs you can get into. The first one is AI for data and HR analytics. Okay, like I said, it goes from foundation to professional level. This is for beginners, for people that have never done anything tech related, but you feel like, I like numbers. I like to be able to understand these numbers to make decisions. These are the programs that would go well for you. You'd go into foundations of data, understand the typical data analytics tool. Then we now move into how can you use AI to achieve your goals faster. So you see that we're not jumping straight to, use AI tools. It is understanding the basics and then how you can use AI to achieve it, to build your dashboard, to automate your process. This is AI for data and HR analytics. Next one you have is AI business analysis and project management. You can see that each of these programs is a 2-in-1 program. Okay, so even if you are applying for roles, you're not limited to just one particular niche. You can go into different directions. The next one you have is AI for business analyst and project management. So you're looking at business. How can you move your business from where it currently is to generating more income? As a project manager, how can you go from start of projects, looking at the entire project life cycle? Funny thing is, this applies to whatever business. Even the data analytics applies to whatever business. You are not limited to one particular industry. The next one we have is AI automation engineer. This is also as versatile as the others. Okay, you can use it in different industries. So you move from foundations of AI automation engineering to how you can work with different AI tools, how you can basically create different bots. You want voice activated bots, you can be able to create it end to end, and then also how you can make money from it. Like I mentioned earlier, we are not just looking at giving you certificates, we're looking at how can you make money from this process. Okay, so now he was able to learn the skills the right way. And how was he able to do this? In the US, in the UK, in Canada, one thing that they are very, very particular about is your experience. Okay, so they want you to be able to have learned, not by just saying, I watched this video, I was able to understand this. No, what can you do and how can you achieve your goals? Okay, so how was he able to learn the right way? He was able to land a job 2 ways: by getting the skill. Getting the skill means every single week, we're going to be giving you different projects to work on. These projects are not for fun. You work about 10 to 15 different projects. This project is for you to make mistakes, get correction, get support from your facilitators till you can able to fully build a dashboard with AI. Peradventure data analytics is where you are going to. So you are able to build a full-on Gantt chart, a full-on WBS rather, if you are going into project management, for you to build an entire AI workflow, if you are going to AI automation engineering. Why? When they are interviewing you, there can be a technical assessment. You want to ensure that you're able to project, that you actually know what you're doing, rather than just saying, oh, I know how to, build a workflow without able to do it. Okay. The next one is showcasing your work. One of the very key ways of getting job opportunities is not by building your project and hiding it under your bed, or building your project and putting it on your phone or your device. It's not doing you any good. Once you build a particular project, you should have it up on different platforms, on your WhatsApp, on your LinkedIn, on Instagram. Put it as many places as can possibly be. Why? It is very, very important. You don't know who is watching. I've had project management gigs that were gotten to me by my friends, not from any other person, my immediate friends who reached out to me. Oh, Treasure, I saw on your status that you are a project manager. Oh, I'm looking for a project manager to handle this particular project. This is how much my company is willing to pay. And that's it. But if I never for once posted that, oh, I handle projects, I've used AI to build this different workflow, nobody's going to know that that's what I do. You need to constantly put your work out there. You can see that all these different vendors, they constantly post their the items they sell, their services, their skill sets. This applies to individuals in the 9 to 5 space. This applies to individuals looking to get those job roles. Ensure you project and put up your work on your different profile platforms. Okay. So the very next thing you need to do is, like I mentioned, you're going to be working on 10 to 15 different projects, and these are all outlined here. Now, once you are basically done with the program, you are getting a certificate. Do you know the very good thing about the certificate is it is accredited globally? First off, if you're in the UK, you should have heard about the CPD accreditation. So it is accredited by the CPD, and it's also accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. You can use the certificates in Europe, in Canada, in the UK, US. You can use it anywhere. It is globally and internationally recognized. Okay, so the next way is gaining foreign work experience. It is such a shame that you go up for an interview and immediately they say, oh, tell me where you've worked at, or just seeing your CV and all your experiences in Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria, Rivers, Nigeria, they automatically just remove it. The ATS system would not even let it get through. But they want you to have foreign work experience. You're going to ask me, Treasure, where am I going to get that experience if they don't hire me? There is a way, and a way in which we are able to achieve this for you. And what does that look like? Getting foreign experience, like I mentioned earlier, analytics is actually based in UK and Canada. So what we do is, for the 8 weeks that you're going to be with us, you are going to be working on the project. These projects are for real world companies. Okay. So all those projects that you're doing is going to tie back to whatever industry you get to, work in. And this ties back to your experience. Let's say I'm working in the bank as a banker, and I want to do AI project management. So basically, I need a project that speaks into the finance space. Peradventure, that's the industry I want to go into. So in the finance space, what would you typically do? Let's say the transition from going to the bank to get cash to going to the ATM. Okay, you want to do that transition. That's a project that took years. I just use it as an example. And you were able to oversee every single process. What was the budget involved? What was the scope to achieve that? In what timeline? This is a project. So we're going to have that from start to finish on a document. Okay. And this ties back into what you've done as a banker. It doesn't take away from your years of experience. It's just adding the AI aspect to it. I like to tell people, you have 50% of what you need to make money, what you need to get a job in the US. The other 50% is just, I know how to make use of AI. Not just saying you know how to do it, but actually having those skills and a portfolio to prove it. And then you say, when I was working for Analytics, I was able to do this, this, and this. The company is already cited as a company in the US and UK. So automatically, you're already seen as someone who has foreign work experience. Okay. So this is how we're also going to position your experience for you. And then on your LinkedIn, on your resume, you put it up that you're working for Analytics and you basically have those access. The very next thing we're going to be looking at is knowing where and how to apply for this job. It's not everyday LinkedIn, not everyday LinkedIn. You're sleeping on LinkedIn. There is 1,001 individuals on LinkedIn. So you need to look at the not so crowded job boards for you to be able to get jobs. Okay. And what are those different job boards? They are, we have Outlier, there's Job Getter, there's Micro One, Visa Jobs, Hand, UK Visa Jobs, and so on and so forth. Please, if you want to be able to get access to this information, ensure you fill out the attendance form so that you can get access to the recording as well as the slides, okay? So these are the different job boards that you currently would be able to get access to. But apart from this, once you get into the program, we have our own inner job board that you basically will be able to access, get the top remote picks based off AI that is a good fit for you, based off your experience, your CV, and all those information, okay? So you also be getting this. And finally, once you've been able to start applying for these job roles and you've had interviews, we don't leave you to just handle the interviews yourself. No, we're going to be able to prep you for every single interview. The way we apply for jobs, the way we interview here in Africa is very, very different, very 1,000 miles different from the way it's done on a global scale. Okay? If you're still here with me and can hear me loud and clear and I've been getting value for what I've been mentioning so far, you can let me know by giving me your favorite emoji. If you're still sleeping, if you're awake, get a cup of coffee. You can hear me loud and clear. Give me your favorite emoji so I know you're still here. Thank you, Bassett. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Agnete. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, David. All right, thank you. I just needed to know that I still have individuals on the call and I'm not speaking to myself. Okay, so now that you've been able to reach out to these individuals, you've had your interview. The very next stage is when it comes to background check, they would ask you for a reference. And this is also another place that people are knocked off. Because you said you've worked for a global company, they would ask you provide a reference for that to be able to get the job. One thing that we're going to be able to provide to you is a reference letter. Recommendation letter, reference letter. If they reach out to us, we're always going to be able to attest to your background with us. Okay. So you see, our colleague, our participant was able to get a job in May of 2026, and we provided the person's reference. We also have Chiemere, who was able to get a job as a data survey officer in May of 2026, and we're also able to provide him with a reference letter. Now, let's get real world stories. More recent real world stories. So Frank joins the program in November of 2025, completed his program in February of 2026, and got a job in the UK, or got a job at a UK-based company in June of 2026. So if you're a fresh graduate, this is for you. Frank is a fresh or was a fresh graduate who was serving in Rivers State while he was training. So you don't have any excuse that, oh, I'm too young to get started. Oh, I need to wait a couple of years. I need to do this. You cannot wait for it. You literally need to get on board as soon as possible. So he was able to join the program in November of 2025 and he completed it in 2026, February. In June of 2026, he landed his first role in Anambra while working for a UK-based company. They are looking to bring solar-powered mobile services into the state. So because he knows how to use AI, he was able to achieve this goal. The other person we have is Esther. Esther was able to join the program in February 2026. She completed her program in May of 2026, and then she got a job with a Spanish company before even completing her program. So Esther was a data analyst who wanted to get a job remotely. So this is for individuals who are currently working but looking to transition or get more money or work remotely. She already knew data, but then she didn't know about AI for data analytics. Like I said, we have a lot of data analysts out there that are not earning what they deserve. But once you slap AI once you slap it in your resume that you're an AI data analyst, your price point automatically shoots up. Okay. So she was able to do this. And then she joined the AI for Data Analytics program in February 2026. She completed it in May 2026. And in April 2026, she was able to land her first role with a company in Spain as an AI data collection, video data annotation specialist. This can be your own testimonial. Okay. So there are a lot more of this reference letter that we offer out there. There is Ahmed. We also have Francis, who was able to get a role, and so on and so forth. So how can we help you land that job? This is the crux of the matter. Okay, I've gotten my certificate. What do I need to do? How do I need to position myself? This is basically what we want you to talk about. Okay, so you get to pick up a particular program, AI for data, AI for projects, whatever the case may be. The next thing is packaging. Make sure that when you are in the program, you don't just waste your money, because you spend money to get into the program. You gain the experience by working on the different projects assigned to you. You build your projects portfolio. The next thing we're going to help you do is your CV. People don't know that your CV is a very strong, pathway to getting a job. So we need to make sure that your CV is on par. You need to make sure that on your CV, I'll just give you tips in like 2 minutes what needs to be on your CV. When you're applying for a job role, make sure that the job title on your CV equates the job title that is asked for. I'm a project manager. If on the job title they state project engineer, what is going to be on my CV is project engineer with 6 years of experience. It should always tally. Okay. The next thing to know is if the experience you're asking for is 5 years and you have 10 years of experience, please put over 5 years plus of experience, because they might feel you're overqualified. Make sure that your executive summary is just 2 lines, no long story. No recruiter has time to read a very lengthy resume. Make sure your technical skills is stated there. Make sure in your experience section it is not more than 5 bullet points. And your 5 bullet points should be action and achievement. I did this and I was able to achieve, and I was able to get 30% reduce attrition rate, or whatever the case may be. Make sure that your experience is also quantifiable. Okay, the next thing is your education. Look at the certification that pertains to the particular job role that you're doing, as opposed to your university certificate. Those are things of value. The next thing is your LinkedIn. If I go to LinkedIn, I don't know when last you posted. Okay, so you also need to look at how can you optimize your LinkedIn to be the one that recruiters are currently looking for. I look for individuals, hire individuals for roles. If on your LinkedIn, I'm looking for a data analyst and it is nowhere on your job title, LinkedIn will not recommend you to me. So you need to make sure that your profile gets the recommendations to recruiters. So you need to update your profile. Okay. You need to post consistently. You also need to comment, respond to individuals for companies that you're currently looking to work with. Once you apply for a job, don't just apply and leave it there and apply and pray that manna falls from everyone. Ensure that you reach out to either the hiring team, open the company's information, search for decision makers, and message them. If you don't know what to message them, AI is there for you. Don't make it very lengthy, make it short and direct. If you're also looking for key roles, I typically do a Boolean search on my LinkedIn profile. Mine is typically project manager, in what now? Is that parentheses? Project manager, hiring, and remote. Okay, that is in column, if I'm not mistaken. You have that in that order. You put project manager and hiring and remote. You will see it to show past 24 hours, individuals looking to hire, and so on and so forth. This is what you would see. Okay, so let me just quickly see if I can share that. Let me see if I can open my LinkedIn and share what that would look like. Then you can always replicate for yourself if you're looking for job opportunities. So if you can just do that search, it makes it a lot easier for you to see roles that are being requested for globally. And know that LinkedIn is always updating itself, so you need to update alongside with it. So let me stop sharing for a bit and just start sharing that quickly. Okay. Okay. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? I don't want this to waste time. You can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. Okay, great. So this is basically what you would search on. Just come here. I have that on my search bar. This project manager and hiring and remote. Once you come on here, because I like to look for different type of roles, you can just substitute project manager with data analyst, business analyst, as the case may be. You'd see from my network, past 24 hours, past week. These are roles on a global, and these are for key decision makers. This is a CEO of a company. Once I read through it, I feel like I'm a good fit. I not only go ahead to apply, I also message this person. You can see all these different individuals, okay? If I want to do it for the past 24 hours, I click on that and I see the top rows for the past 24 hours, people I can apply to, and so on and so forth, okay? Apart from going through jobs, this is a very good way to reach out to people directly, okay? This is something that would help you achieve your goals. So on LinkedIn, make sure that you have that updated, okay? So let's go back to the business of the day. Apart from LinkedIn, apart from CV, the next thing is your interviews. Okay, how can you be able to get those interviews? It is by updating your portfolio. Once you have a project portfolio, you can easily build that on Canva, attach it on your LinkedIn profile. Then it's for you to get mentored. We provide you with mentorship services. So we have a lot of students that have gone ahead to land roles. All the students that I've mentioned, myself included. If I know that you're a good fit, we can give you the referrals for different jobs. We can put our name up and say we're referring you for different roles within the organization. Not all jobs are actually posted on the job boards. So we'll be able to get you first-hand access to these different job roles, okay? The next one is interview prep. Every time you have an interview, you can always reach out to one of the facilitators in the organization to help prepare you for that interview. You would also be getting job reference letter from the company. So like I said, we have different job boards that you can apply to be able to maximize your opportunity. And we also have what we call the hidden job market. Not all jobs are visible. So we want to make sure that you have access to all the different job opportunities. So I'd like to ask a very crucial question. Are you comfortable with where you are right now, or you feel like you can do better, or you feel like there's something that you can do that will take you to the next spot? Okay, if you're comfortable with where you are right now, you can type a yes in the chat. If not, type a no. I want to get a sense of the audience that I currently have and know how we can support you. If you're currently comfortable with where you are right now, you can say yes and just drop off the call. And if you're not, you can just put no. I only have 2 responses. We are a lot more individuals on the call. If you are comfortable with where you are now, please put yes. If you are not comfortable, type no. Okay? Only 3 responses. Please, it's 3-letter words or 2-letter words. It's not that serious. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. There's room for improvement. I want to grow. True. Even myself, trust me, I earn a really good amount of money. I am still looking to grow. You're not Femi Otedola. Even Femi Otedola is making money. Even Dangote is making money. Even Mark Zuckerberg is making money. Everybody is always striving to be better than they currently are. So, since you're not comfortable where you are, this is a very strong way for you to improve on what you're currently doing. How are you going to go about that? These are just success stories telling you about what we've achieved so far. If you don't believe me, please, I like telling people, don't take my word for it. Go do your own research, okay? Because money is involved. You're going to pay money to be able to earn money. It's like business. It's the simple law of investment. You're investing. Go on YouTube. Type analytics business. These are real testimonials of individuals that have gotten jobs globally. People that are going to get visa-sponsored roles, people that are going to get remote roles, global opportunities, okay? So, let me clarify some things. You don't need to be a tech person to win with AI. You don't need a computer science degree to get into AI. What you already have goes a long way. Our program is majorly designed for people who don't have any tech computer degree knowledge, because AI is going to do majority of the work for you. You just need to be smart, be a problem solver, need the hunger and passion to want to do better. Then we take it up from there. You also don't need to know how to code. This is not for you at all. Excuse me, there is no coding whatsoever involved in this. You don't need any form of coding experience or would be coding in this program. And then, oh, I'm too old. I'm just starting my career. Where do I want to start from? These are very flimsy excuses, to be quite honest and frank with you. Like I said, the oldest person we've had is over 60 plus. And right now is currently a head of a department in for a company in the US, while in Nigeria. And if he wants to travel with his family there, he absolutely has the opportunity to do that. You are too early. You are just finishing school. I'm telling you, of someone who was able to get a full role for a Canadian company right after school. These are some of the things that you're going to be benefiting from the program. So now, there's scarcity for AI roles, top scarcity for tech and AI role, and the market is filling up. We want to ensure that you are filling up alongside the market because you're the professionals that they currently need. Okay, so you have 8 weeks to change your career trajectory. You have 8 weeks to make money. How do you go about it? So you tell me 2 months. Is 2 months really enough? Can I learn all this in 2 months? Don't I need 6 months? No. We don't spend time. We are professionals and we look at training other professionals. So we give you the necessary tools, necessary information to take you from where you are to where you need to be. You go through the foundational aspects. You get your core skills. You start working on different projects and then you launch your career. Okay, so we'll go through the beginner phase. Get you all the specific techniques you need. You start working on projects every single week. Every single week there's a project. And then you make sure that you're able to apply and you get that job that you need. Okay, so what are you also going to be benefiting? You're going to be benefiting live sessions. Just the way I'm talking to you, the classes are live. You're also going to be getting recordings of the live session. You can see that this session is currently recorded. For those that feel the attendance, they get the recording. The projects are also hands-on. It is not, oh, talk. I'm talking a lot, to be very honest with you. In your actual class, you're working on projects. You are learning things, you are making mistakes, and you're also being corrected. Then you got access to community. You have other individuals in the program that shares your ideology and help you be able to achieve your goal faster. You get mentorship access, you get interview preparation, CV reviews, links optimization, all of that. For individuals that are not looking to leave their 9 to 5, they also get access to freelancing roles. So the next course is going to be starting by 5th of September. That is a couple of weeks from now. I think that's 2-3 weeks from now. The actual program itself is over 360,000, but wait a moment. We're currently having a webinar price, but you have 2 options if you're looking to get into the program. Okay, what are those options? So if you come to the website, there are 3 different programs. I know you say 280 there, you're seeing 200 there, you're confused. It is one of 2 ways. If you want to get into the program, all you need to do is just register on the website. So you click on enroll now. If you're just signing up, you sign up. If you're signing in, I already have a password, so I'm just going straight to the process. So once I do that, it is going to take me to the cost page. So from the cost page, it is now time for me to register. Okay, so I choose my payment plan. You know that you can register now and either start in September or October. So tell me that, oh, Treasure, I'm busy, I have work, I don't know if I want to get started now. All fine and good. You can start in September or October. How do you go about it? You can either make a one-time payment. If you're making payments once, you're just paying 200,000 naira. You can pay it in different currency because I know it's not just Nigerians on the call. USD, pounds, Ghana cedis, whatever the currency you want to do. But if you don't have 200,000 naira to pay at once, you can also make payment in 2 installments. You pay 140K twice and you are good to go. Okay. If you now say, oh, I don't want to start now because of money, I'm going to start in September, so I want to register in September, these prices are going to go up. We told the previous cohort that prices are going to go up. They didn't believe. So this is the price. If you wait another couple of months, prices go up. Okay. So what we typically say is you either lock in the full amounts, you pay installments, and you get started immediately. This is something that you are going to benefit, and we're also going to look at you looking at helping you get those full-time roles, get those high-paying salary roles that you are vying for. Okay, so once you want to make payment, you click on that, you click on a particular course that you want to register for, and then it will activate the payment. Once you're able to pay, you pay the full amount. Or if you want to pay it in installments, you can also go ahead and make payment in installments, and you start with your registration. It will take you to the pay start page. You can either make a transfer or you can pay with card, whatever works best for you. So this is the registration process. But stay with me. This is only for individuals for the very first 10 people that would register today. After that, that price goes off. But then I like to give an extra, what do I call it? Extra benefits for individuals. And every masterclass, I try to make sure that I get this across to people to help them on a more personal level. So for the first 5 people that are able to register this evening, I would want to give you an exclusive remote job strategy session with myself. Okay, you can get to ask me any question. I would help build your career plan, look at your CV, give you feedback, update your LinkedIn profile, what type of roles you need to apply for. We'll have that conversation in a one-on-one session. This is just for the first 5 individuals that are able to lock in their slot this evening. Once you make payments, we set up a time, we have that discussion, we can get the ball rolling as soon as possible. You'd also get access to the learning management system, go over the pre-recorded video, get access to your facilitators. We'll start building from now. We're not going to wait till 5th of September. We're going to have the process started as soon as possible. Okay, but this is just for 5 different people who registers this evening. Everyone after that, you're going to get the same benefits as every other person that registers after. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it up for questions. Okay, so if you have any question, please put your questions in the chat, or you can raise your hand. Now it's time for questions. If you have any questions, put your questions in the chat, or you raise your hand. If you have a question, if you have anything you'd like me to clarify on, if there's anything you want more information on, or you don't know which program is going to be a good fit for you, anything at all, put your question in the chat. If you want to ask your question verbally, I'm going to give access to everyone to unmute their mic. I mean, you can actually respond to your question when I was explaining the whole different AI program. AI automation engineering is the best package for you because it not only covers things in regards sales, it's also going to be looking at how you can build workflows for organizations. There are 4 major ways for you to make money. It's either you get a full-time role, you get a contract role, you build workflows that you can sell to individuals, or you build AI tools, okay? So AI automation will be the best pathway for you. Not only are you going to be able to create AI workflows that help with selling, how to convert leads, looking at which of these leads is most likely to convert, telling you what the process looks like for you to actually converting those individuals. How do you follow up on them? How do you make them comfortable to pay? How do you upsell? All of this is going to be with the AI automation process. So any AI automation engineering is the best one for you to get into. Okay, so Paul says, which of the package will you advise I do for someone who is rotating equipment maintenance? Funny enough, same AI automation engineering. We had someone come present a particular, she works in FMCG, majorly looking at equipment. So she was looking at, how can I use AI to predict when my machine is going to go bad? Okay, so what are those signs that it would give to me and also project to all other departments? So there are warning signs based off AI. I think she was using sonar systems to be able to, I don't know what specific equipment she was working with, but she was able to use AI to predict, when does this equipment likely go bad? And then when is it critical? So you have those different warning alarms, warning information being provided to you, okay? So this is something that would really help improve your flow as someone working in this particular field. Paul, I hope that clarifies. If you want a specific response, you can also put up more questions. T-Money says, someone in travels, which of these courses would you advise you to get into? AI for business analysis. Okay, if you're looking to get more travel, let's say travel packages. Funny enough, I actually work in travel tech, and so I'm just going to explain this to you. There's something that we recently figured out. when it comes to traveling, there's a major issue. It's either you're going to the flight website to book a flight, and then, or you're going to a travel website to say, oh, I want to book a flight, I want packages, and so on and so forth. What if, as someone that's looking to travel to, let's say, the UK for the first time, okay, as a visitor going on holiday, what if there's a one-stop website, okay, that not only shows me my flights, available flights for that particular period, but also shows me the best restaurants that fit into my schedule, or what's the best places to have fun, make all these different recommendations. So as someone that's a first timer, I'm not looking to outsource those information. I can find it in one simple place. Okay, this is now like an entire one-stop shop that shows, oh, from here to here, even when you lay over here, you can do this. These are the best restaurants to get into, all in one place. And also gives me access to good travel packages. Okay, so even if I'm doing like a low-cost carrier, or I'm looking at the different general sales agents in the different, or let's say I'm even looking to have a destination wedding. You have these DMCs, destination management companies, that handle all of this. How can I use AI to achieve this very, very fast, very, very quickly, without me having to travel to Europe to see what's the best site to get married in? AI does that for me. Okay, so AI business analysis will help you look at, oh, what are my different target audience? What's the best way to go about it? This is something that can help you go really far. Okay, so AI for business analysis is the best pathway for yourself. This is for T-Money. T-Money, does that clarify? You can put it in the, yeah, all right, great. But if you want us to further discuss on how you can build out a proper plan, if you're able to, I would recommend you get registered today. You set up a one-on-one call, and then I dive deeper into any questions you have and explain them better to you. Okay, so process operator for what specifically? If you can throw more light on that. You just said process operator, FMCG, construction, mining, where exactly, Moses? So just help provide more insight. So Allison's hand is raised. While Moses is doing that, let me give you access to turn on your mic so you can ask your question. Hi, Allison. You should have access to ask your question.
Hello, good
Victoria.
evening. Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you so much.
I want to find out the best package for a researcher and educationist.
Okay. So researcher in what aspects? Greek, physics, what's your specialty?
Education.
Okay, education itself. In research and statistics, is that what you're asking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're looking at research and statistics, 100% AI data analytics, okay? So when it comes to education itself, there are different aspects to education, okay? So if you're looking at handling research, you are looking at, a selected set of individuals. You want to be able to understand their behavior. You want to be able to understand, what learning style would be a good fit for them, and so on and so forth. AI can help you achieve that. So once you get your sample size data, you can analyze that information and be able to generate insights. Do I have fast learning students, slow learning students? What would be a better learning pathway for them? Are these individuals that would best learn by audio or audiovisual, or do I go with lecturing method? All of this is going to be used through analyzing the data. So the type of data that we're working with now is educational data for this sample size, okay? So instead of me having to go through the manual process of, once I've collected my my data, so now start looking at what would be a best fit, AI will do that analysis for me in a short amount of time. Do you understand, Victoria?
Yeah. There is a program I saw where they're talking about generative AI in SPSS, generative AI in vivo, and so on and so forth. But the question is this: I want to know the relationship between this AI analytics and that SPSS.
Okay.
Are they going to use SPSS in analyzing in that AI, or do we have any other package for it?
Okay, so SPSS is just more or less into statistics itself.
Yeah,
So the
statistics
statistics that
too.
you are doing, yeah, that's what I mean. The AI analysis that you're doing still covers statistics. Okay. So it is not, it is one of those things that you're going to be learning when you get into the program. So let me just show you the curriculum. Let me put it on the link to the website here. So all you are gaining from it when it comes to data management, when it comes to being able to run basic and advanced tests, when you're looking at your t-test, when you're looking at ANOVA, when you're looking at correlation, regression, your data visualization, everything data analytics, you are going to be making use of this. So SPSS is a type of data analytics, but more or less in research and statistics perspective that you're going to be using basically to manage, to analyze your data and be able to generate key skills for what particular set of individuals you are working with. So everything under SPSS is going to be covered when you are doing your data analytics itself. So let me just pull that up so you can also see what the program looks like. So everything in the statistical aspect is going to be covered once you are doing this. And it's not coming up at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to just drop it in the chat and then you can review. But to answer your question specifically, the SPSS is going to be under AI for data analytics. And you're going to be running through all the advanced and basic tests using AI instead of your regular process. Does that answer your question, Victoria?
Yeah. Another thing
Okay.
is that this AI automation, is it
Mm-hmm.
relevant to me as a researcher and as an educationist? Is it
Oh, absolutely.
relevant?
AI automation is relevant, but if you're asking what is the best fit for what you're currently doing, it is AI data analytics. AI automation engineering, it is open-ended. It means whatever type of workflow, how can I automate those process? Okay, so even a business owner can use it, even a lawyer can use it. But then if you're now pinpointing it strategically to what you're currently doing as an educationist, you need to be able to analyze data. Like you mentioned, your key area is research and SPSS is under statistics. So research and statistics, what is the best fit? So instead of me saying, oh, go use a generalized AI automation process, it is now AI automation that is specific to analysis, specific to research, and that is AI for data analytics. Do you understand?
All right.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome. So, do you have any other question, Victoria?
Anyway, there's no more question, but I will still talk about because we are talking about raising the price. Most of us, we are not actually ready. It's not that we are not ready to study training, but the financial aspect of it. So you people should give us grace to October. Those of us that will start October so that you will not raise the price. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I understand you, Victoria. What I was even saying before raising of price came into conversation, I was saying that you can register now and start September or October. Okay, you can register between now and end of month, which is for September and October. But the only problem is if you say, "Oh, I want to register in October for October," it's going to be a price higher. But if you're registering now, you can register for them. Do you understand?
We are registering now. We are talking about the finance. It's not about. It's not that we cannot register here, but are we going to register without the money there?
No, no, no. You need to make payment to be able to register. But
That's it.
trust me, we've actually beat down the price. The actual price is 360,000. The discount price right now is 200,000 naira. Okay, and if you're looking at 10 analytics, core 10 analytics programs, over $1,200. But we subsidize that amount for Africans. Okay, to be able to get into AI and benefit. And it's not just training you. At the end of the day, we're going to be helping you with the job aspect of things. But I totally understand you. I'm not disputing that, but I'm just stating where we are coming from. So if you can,
Uh,
trust me, yes, you're going to benefit a lot from the program.
I understand.
Okay.
No
All
problem.
right.
Let's see what will happen now before month's end. Hmm?
Okay. All right. So for those individuals that have registered, okay, I can see 2 registrations already. Please ensure that you send your receipt to Deborah. Deborah has dropped her number, and please also share the receipt with myself. so that we can set up your one-on-one conversation. Okay. So I said for the 5 individuals that are able to register today, you're going to be able to get access to the one-on-one session with myself. Okay. So for you, if you've registered, please share with Deborah the receipt. Also share with me on WhatsApp so that I can set up a timeline with you to have that conversation. Okay. So thank you so much, Victoria. I'm just going to mute you. Someone's hand was up, but the person has put it down. Please, if you have any question, feel free to ask it now. It's going to be the best time to have that conversation. Let me try to see who that person was. Okay, Paul. Hi, Paul. Please go on. Hi, Paul. Are you there? Yes, you can pay in installments. Oluwatofumi. I already mentioned that the website, you can either make payments in full or you can pay in 2 installments. If you are paying in full, you are going to be paying 200,000 naira at once. If you are paying in installments, you are paying 140K twice. Realistically, full payment makes more sense because you're going to be paying 80K more. So you have these two options, but to lock in your slot, anything that goes beyond that, timeline, you're going to be paying 360,000 naira. So if you want us to have a one-on-one conversation, you want me to help you map out the plan or show you what your CV needs to look like, what your LinkedIn profile needs to look like, that has to be done this night. I already have 2 people, so I'm just going to wait for 3 more payments to come in and then we close that slot. But in terms of discount for the entire month, you have access to doing that. But the only hindrance is we are doing each classes on a slot by slot basis. So we have 50 slots for each program. Once that 50 slot finishes, it goes off for the month. Okay. So we typically tell you get it done as soon as possible. If you have the money, you're able to lock it in today. Okay. Paul, your hands are raised. Or okay. Please go on, Paul. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hi, Paul. If you're speaking, you're muted.
Can you hear me, please? Confirm, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I just wanted to ask, is it not possible for you to at least bring down the price a bit, considering the present, financial situation in the country? I know the program is very, very impactful and something that everybody would like to really, get involved in. But because of the financial involvement, it would have been better if you can at least just reduce the price a bit. Secondly, if it is possible, you say okay, you can someone can pay in installments, yeah, but paying installments actually, has to do with paying extra fee of 80,000 naira, which to me is on the high side. How about leaving that 200,000, then somebody can pay twice? How about that? Thank you.
All right, thank you. So Paul, like I mentioned to Victoria, these prices were actually taken into consideration before we put it up. It was much, much more higher than this. But like I said, we're looking at, oh, how can we assist people in Africa to be able to reach these goals? So that is why it is at this price point. If you're asking if it's going to come down, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. We have people that have registered at this price point because we know that we are basically offering value for the money that you're going to be paying. If you're saying you're going to be investing 200,000 naira to potentially earn 5,000 USD, that's over 5 million naira. It's a gamble, yes, but it's a realistic gamble where you're not only going to get skills, but help you build your career end to end. It's something that I did when I was, basically starting out, and I was fresh out of university because I saw the value in it. And this is not to dispute anybody, but this is also where we're coming from for the price point. Then, secondly, in terms of installments, one thing that we got to notice is earlier on, once we gave people the same price points for installments to make payments to total the full payment, they were defaulting. People would start off and they won't want to complete their program. They don't want to complete their payments and get their certificate at the same time. So to encourage people to be able to make full payments at once, that is why it is set up in this manner. Because it's going to be a lose-lose situation. If you pay 100K and you get your certificate and you go, it's not going to do the company any good. So that is why it is sort of arranged in this manner. Does that clarify, Paul? Hi, Paul, are you there? All right. Thank you for being very understanding. I'd have loved to have a conversation with you today, but then I guess, if finance is also a concern, I totally understand. But I think that answers your question. Does any other person have any question? Will your recording be sent by email? The recording will be sent if you fill the attendance form. If you don't fill the attendance form, you won't be getting the recording. So please ensure you fill the attendance form. Once that is done, you would be able to get it. Okay. So Moses said process operator, production, okay, technician. So it's quite similar for the FMCG related thing that I mentioned. So you're going to be able to use it for predictive maintenance. You're also going to be able to use it for like your process control. So when you're working with your neural network, for it to be able to self-adjust temperature, if you are looking at, being able to operate certain things at certain temperature, to be able to manage different pressure, to be able to handle different flow rates, so that you can optimize like energy use and your output quality, you can use AI for that. If there is any anomaly in your machinery, you can also use like your smart algorithm to check that out. So this is basically going to help you reduce your daily tasks instead of like having to physically go monitor these devices or appliances. You basically have AI doing that. So you're also going to be able to have higher efficiency generally, and you don't need to basically look at making judgment calls on activity. AI does that for you, and it's a lot more realistic. So these are things that you're going to be able to benefit at the end of the day. Moses, does that answer your question? Hi Moses, are you still on the call? Moses, are you there? Okay, I'll just move to Anyete. Anyete, please go on.
All right, good evening. Please, can you
Good
hear me?
evening. I can hear
So,
you.
okay, so the I heard some things. I came in quite late, a little bit late, but I heard some things and I just needed more clarification. In my experience, I discovered through the use of AI that instead of um, the market, the person paying to raise their prices, they oftentimes reduce it because they believe that you are using AI and therefore it is easier and your skill set that you are not putting a lot of work using your skill set. And I heard you say clearly that if once you tell the recruiter that you are using AI, that it's gonna raise your price. So I wanted to throw a little more bit more clarification on that. Thank you.
All right, yeah, thank you. So what I was basically stating, you can mute because there's a bit of all right, so what I was saying is if you apply for a role, project manager, I'm going to use that as an example because that's what I do. Okay. You would see that there's a certain salary span attached to it. Okay. But there are other roles that state in the job request that says, oh, you need to have AI skills. Okay. Let's say someone knows how to make use of Jira, Asana, Trello. But now in Jira, Asana, Trello, there are AI assisted tools within all of them. So they ask in that same job request, do you know how to make use of the AI assisted tool in those particular projects management tool that you typically use? If you have an understanding of the AI tool, you're good to go. They also further ask, do you have an understanding of AI tools specifically for projects management, like Perplexity now? This is an AI tool. Let's say you're coming down to data analytics. Data analytics, you're using Excel, Power BI, SQL, Tableau. These are the typical data analytics tool. If you're using the Microsoft space, you're looking at Microsoft Copilot. Okay. If you're using Google space, you're looking at Gemini. But now there are AI tools for data analytics, like Julius AI, there's Data GBT. These are AI tools specific for it. So someone that just knows how to use the typical data analytics tool is a data analyst. But if he now moves a step further, that knows, oh, the data analytics tool and the AI tool, your charge goes up. So that was what I was talking about. So once you have a proper understanding of these AI tools, how to make use of it, your charges go up. The only very funny situation is the typical data analyst works a lot harder to get the process done. But with the AI tools, you just work in a short amount of time to achieve the same goal. And funny enough, you are going to make more money. So that's the logic behind it. I don't know if you understand, Aniti. Aniti, are you there? Okay.
Yes, actually, gotten it. Yeah.
All right, great. Paul said, what is the schedule for the class? So the classes are on the weekends. You have Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then on Sundays, you get access to the LMS to be able to join the classes. Paul, does that answer your question? Hi, Paul, are you there? You can give me a thumbs up if it answers your question. Okay, all right, great. Does any other person have any question? Please, if you've made payments, send Deborah the receipt. Also send me a message with the receipt as well, so that we can have further conversation. Okay. All right. The third payment just dropped. Please send it to Deborah and send me the receipt. I've dropped my number. I'm going to drop that again on the call. If you have anything you want me to clarify, you can also send me a message. But like I said, the one-on-one session is specifically for those that have made payments, okay? If there are no further questions, I think we can call it a day here. The remaining 2 slots, I would keep it open between Sunday and latest Monday for anyone who is interested, so we can set up those calls by next week. But if there are no further questions, I think we can draw the curtains here. Thank you so much, everyone, for having a conversation, staying with me till this point. And please, let's have an amazing day. Thank you so much. And looking for you to get into the classes and for us to have a one-on-one conversation to help with your career plan end to end. Okay. Thank you so much. And cheers, guys. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.